Nishant also.
Or
Sometimes,
Nishindu?
rarely, Nishant is also.
So I asked because my daughter's name means joy,
Yeah.
but it's more Hebrew.
What's
So
the name?
Abigail. So
Abigail.
father's joy,
Yeah.
which I like.
Okay.
Father's joy.
So anyway, really a person where you would always think she's just into fashion. There was another one. And then suddenly, she also had this French husband, and so also a very fancy guy. And, suddenly out of the blue, she had such a change of heart, moved to Denmark, starting to get into permaculture. If those of you who don't know what that is, it's a particular form of ecologically ultrasound way of doing agriculture.
Yes. So I'll begin with
That's right.
2 English poems. The first poem goes like this. I love trees that are neither young nor old. I love trees that are taken seriously by animals. I love trees that bear fruit that is liked by women. I love trees soaked in rain. I love trees that lack cleverness and fall asleep easily. I love trees that want to be near a river. I love trees that are neither young nor old. I love trees that are taken seriously by animals. I love trees that bear fruit that is loved by women. I love trees soaked in rain. I love trees that want to be near a river. I love all such trees, and I love ice cream.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Doctor, please elaborate, explain also.
Explain to God.
Why ice cream? What
Sorry,
happened?
context.
Where did the ice cream come?
Yes, I was writing this poem on a plane,
Mm-hmm.
landing on the Athens airport, where, at the risk of losing all the beautiful women in this crowd, where I was going to meet a beautiful woman. So, at the risk of turning all these women off and pissing them off and losing them forever, I was meeting a gorgeous, beautiful woman. And I was writing this poem. And I was writing, and then the last piece, as you rightly diagnosed, and I love ice cream. That came out like epilepsy. Like epilepsy. Like this. And that's where the real poetry happens. In the abandon, in the passivity. If you believe in God, from God. If you don't believe in God, from the unconscious. Same thing. God and the unconscious, same thing. Same thing. Both act in their own ways. Both don't give a damn about time, space. Both have condensation, symbolism, and displacement. Both do good things, turn out to be bad. Bad things turn out to be good. Who knows? They have their own logic, their own time. Both are invisible. Both we think may not exist. Both control us. So this piece, and I love ice cream, was completely out of my control. So bit by bit, over months and years, I thought about it and I began to understand what the poem meant. So we will ask our distinguished emergency room physician to tell us, what do you think the poem means?
I can't help you.
No. It's a good thing for a psychoanalyst to have non-analyst friends. It's very good. They keep us civilized.
Yeah.
They slap us around. They tell us that there's more to life than psychology. So what do you think this poem is about?
I mean, you're comparing the trees to people,
Which people?
the regular people, all people.
Okay? An ice cream? An ice cream?
An ice cream.
What is it?
No, no, you tell me. I want the real doctor's input. Ice cream? What's the difference between trees and ice cream? As a scientist,
Yeah.
tell me 3-4 differences between trees and ice cream.
Trees and ice cream.
And we'll get to it. As you
Okay.
tell the difference, the secret will be revealed.
Well, ice cream, you eat ice cream. Ice
And
cream
trees?
is
And
trees. You don't eat. You look at them.
Good,
you
good,
admire them.
Okay.
Yeah.
One you look and admire, one you eat.
Right.
Okay, one difference. What else?
Ice cream is cold.
Cold. Trees.
Trees are usually I would say the temperature of the ambient, whatever the ambient temperature is,
Variable.
variable.
What else?
Ice cream is usually something that's man-made.
Okay. And trees?
Trees are something that grows from the ground.
Okay. Grows. Which direction?
Up.
What's the word for up? Another word for up?
Another word for up.
Erect.
Right.
And now we are getting better. Okay. So trees have something to do with being erect and erection.
Right. And trees.
No, sorry. Okay. And
Trees are alive. They're alive.
alive and erect.
And are
And ice cream
Ice
is
cream
made of what?
is made of milk.
Milk.
Yes.
And milk means
Milk makes
comes from where?
cows.
Cows. And where else? When you were a baby, whose milk did you drink? Cows or?
Mom's milk. Yeah.
Now the man is talking. The poem is about a boy's struggle to love his father. Under this condition, that condition, this kind of father, that kind of father, if the father behaves this way, if the father is this way, and his unconditional love for his mother. Okay. Second poem. So, I was in Turkey, in Istanbul, and somebody says to me,
Dr. Akhtar, before you get to the second one, may I
Yes.
ask you a question? So, I don't know, when you said that, what is this poetry about? I couldn't really dissect it into
no, but
some-
you had a sense that
Right.
this piece is the crucial piece.
Correct. So, in my humble understanding,
What is your feeling?
this is what my feed is. The whole poetry was about joy.
What?
Joy.
Yeah.
About what one likes, because the witness of the tree, the tree by the river, the tree that bears fruit,
All
that
of
woman
them.
likes. Everything is about liking,
Yes.
about joyfully enjoying. It's about enjoying, and ice cream is about enjoying, right? So if you were to sum up the whole, I don't know. I mean, I could be
Well,
entirely wrong,
No.
but I didn't take it that philosophically as you took to
No,
the
but
mother
thing
and the
is,
father.
The love for trees is highly conditional.
Yeah.
That means if the trees don't meet these 7 conditions, then I don't love them.
So if
I love
was-
trees that are neither young nor old. What about they're old? That means I don't love them. What if they're young? Why? Because if you think of your father, and if I think of my father, and if he thinks of his father, our image of our father is around age 51, 52 inside. Because at the end of adolescence is when we internalize the final picture. And then we may know our father at 70, 80 or whatever. That's the real picture. But the internal picture is at the end of adolescence, which is when we are 22, 23, 24, and he is 50 years old. That is neither young nor old. That's the father. Taken seriously by animals, meaning sons and daughters and grandchildren respectively. Bears fruit that is liked by animals. Women, pregnancy of the mother. Every hint is going in the direction of the father. You know? Want to be near the river, meaning want to make love with mommy. Everything is going in the direction of the father. So the first piece, I think, is about a boy's struggle to love his father in this way, that way, somehow, willy-nilly, I will, provided. And then it leaks out of him that he loves his mother unconditionally. That's what I think.
So does that basically say that, we judge our father more than, like what we did?
What do you say?
So does that mean that we judge our fathers more than, like that we judge our mothers, but we don't really judge our mothers?
I didn't follow the question. Does it mean that?
Does that imply that we judge our fathers
Yes,
more than
Because-
we actually don't even
because
judge
we are
our
mammals. We are not mammals.
Mm.
We are not mammals. We are mammals. Mother is a given object. Father is a discovered object. Mother, we are promised. Like Shakespeare says, every man owes God a debt. True. We owe God that we have to die. But every God owes a man a mother. That's also true. We are mammals. So, for example, children whose mother died when they were 1 year old, 2 year old, they're like parrots without wings. Now, how would you feel being a parrot without wings? Yes, and ashamed and horrible, and they're saying it's injustice. I'm a parrot and I have no wings. That's not good. You don't want to be a parrot without wings. No. So, mother is a given and object. Father, we have to discover, and then we have to willy-nilly accept.
That was my first association when you
Yes.
finished the poem was time. That ice cream is fleeting and trees are, long-standing, new, young, they have a history.
Could be, yeah. Time is an important thing in life, especially in the Oedipus complex. And why didn't I marry my mother, who would have been the best wife for me? Because my father got her bust. I got born after my father. That's horrible. I would have been much better husband for my mother. I would have loved her better. I appreciated her better. I would have treated more kindly. My father got born before me. What could I do?
What about-
This is a temporal tragedy. That's what the French analysts know about this. Chassiget Schmerzel writes about it. The Oedipus complex is not a moral problem, it's a temporal problem, which we disguise to save our children and help our children. That is a moral problem. It's not moral. It's just real.
What about women? Do we also judge our fathers or do we judge our mothers more harshly? What does God owe women? Is it the same?
Women are more complex. Men are simple. Men are simple. Women are more, I won't say that word, complex.
As Nietzsche says, what does
Much
woman
more
want?
complex. And much more complex development in women. It's not easy being a woman. I had a wife, a mother, and a daughter. I know something about women, and I'm myself mostly about 68% woman. It's a difficult thing being a woman. It's not easy. More complex. Because the change of object is involved, and primary object, secondary object, all kinds of shit being a woman. Especially a heterosexual woman is even more complex. Homosexual woman is relatively easier. I mean, societally difficult, but psychologically easier. Heterosexual woman is societally easier, psychologically difficult. Who wants to love men? They're boring. I wouldn't sleep with a man. I wouldn't sleep with a man. They're annoying and boring. Too much hair anyway.
I'm tracking with what you're saying though, because I think about the dad at the park playing with his kids is such an amazing dad,
Yes.
and the mom at the park should be
She's mom.
doing more. She's just mom.
Yeah.
She's just
No.
mom. So that's where my mind is.
Yeah, the father is an exciting object. Because, for example, a father lets a child go farther. There are studies when a father takes a child, 4-year-old, boy or girl, how far the child plays is greater distance the father lets go. Mother says, no, don't go. The number of jungle gym runs that a child climbs, and a mother is watching and father is watching. There's a studies. The father lets climb the more. One time, when my son got driver's license, so when he got the driver's license, he passed. So on the way back, he says, Dad, can I drive? I said, okay. So he's driving, comes home, we pull the car in the driveway. He says, can I go to visit Sam, his best friend? So I had like 1 second hesitation, 20 second, 30 second hesitation. I said, sure. He took the car. I walk in the house, my wife says, where's Kabir? That's my son's name, Kabir, Kabir. Where's Kabir? I said, he went. Went where? I said, I don't know, he went to visit his friends. You let him drive the car by himself? I said, what the f*** he got the license for? That's why he got the license for, to drive by himself. Or whenever the children are small, they'll say, my wife will say, come back at 10 o'clock. That's typical father. Anyway, so here is another book. So I'm in Istanbul, of all places, and somebody says, a friend of mine's mother is a very good artist. Let's go meet her. And I was supposed to go some party, some other place. So I said, you know what? We have to go to dinner, such and such place. And this person says, you know what? We'll stop there for 15, 20 minutes. Maybe, if she has some paintings in her living room, we'll look. My friend's mother is a very good artist. If she offers us a glass of wine, we can have. Then we'll go to our party. I said, okay. So we go. Nice, fancy apartment in Nishantese, which is, if you know Turkey, one of the fabulous suburbs of, not suburbs, parts of central city, Istanbul. Elegant and rich part, Nishantese. So we go to Nishantese, ting ting, ring the doorbell, the woman opened the door. The mother opened the door rather than the daughter, who was my friend's friend. And the mother has wild hair, red lipstick, black cigarette hanging in her lips, a glass of whiskey, going clink, clink, clink like this. I said, oh my God, is this for real or what? So the poem is this. The poem is called Baron, not Baron Trump, Barren. The woman, now follow Glenn Maxwell, what I mentioned, listen to first line and stop and think. The woman who opened the door was not from Paris. That's enough condemnation. That's enough. The woman who opened the door was not from Paris. Yet, the evening glistened with wine, art, and books, and there was even a mention of Berlin. I closed my eyes, but did not become pregnant with a dream. That's not the point. That's not the point. The woman who opened the door was not from Paris. That is enough. That's enough, right? The woman who opened the door was not from Paris. Meaning, she was pretending to be cool. She was not cool. She was pretending to be cool. The woman who opened the door was not from Paris. And yet the evening glistened with wine, art and books, and even a mention of Berlin. I closed my eyes, but did not become pregnant with a dream. One more English poem. Gold and blood. The sun arcs through the sky. Each day, a hymn of gold and blood. By gold, sunrise. By blood, sunset. The sun arcs through the sky each day, a hymn of gold and blood, and in between, the furnace of humdrum. In between the furnace of humdrum and the rumble of earth from which we sprouted, and to which, like the remorseless crocodile of time, shall swallow us again. And then turn our vibrant thoughts into metals. Into metals. ये तो हुई अंग्रेजी शायरी. Now, you know a fact that nothing meaningful in the world, and you're you're a real doctor. I'm also MD, by the way.
You're a real
Don't
doctor
ever,
also.
no. Don't ever think I'm not a doctor. I'm actually becoming more and more a physician as I'm getting older. I went through this medicine, psychiatry, psychoanalysis, writing, and I'm coming back and becoming more of a doctor and more to help the person. Now, you know as a doctor that nothing significant in the history of mankind has happened on a full bladder. Yes?
Yes.
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 As the American saying says, you gotta go. And which is the other one? It is. कोई सच न कहो. आज की रात कोई सच न कहो. आज बस वक्त को टल जाना दो. झूठ से दिल को बहल जाना दो. मुझको थोड़ा सा संभल जाना दो. Tonight, don't tell any truth. Let the time pass. Let a few lies entertain me and assuage me. And let me become a little bit more stable. आज की रात कोई सच न कहो. आज बस वक्त को टल जाने दो. झूठ से दिल को बहल जाने दो. मुझको थोड़ा सा संभल जाने दो. कल तो सूरज की हथेली पे मचलता हुआ सच. Tomorrow, on the palm of the sun, truth will be dancing. Tomorrow morning, on the palm of the sun, truth will be dancing. कल तो सूरज की हथेली पे मचलता हुआ सच फिर हर एक सिमत बिखर जाएगा. It'll be spread everywhere. जहर बनकर मेरी नस नस में उतर जाएगा. It'll be a poison that will flow through my arteries and veins. कल तो सूरज की हथेली पे मचलता हुआ सच फिर हर एक सिमत बिखर जाएगा. जहर बनकर मेरी नस नस में उतर जाएगा. आज की रात निकल जाने दो. आज की रात कोई सच न कहो. Let tonight pass. Please don't speak any truth tonight. So, तुम्हारी कब्र पर मैं फातिहा पढ़ने नहीं आया. मुझे मालूम था तुम मर नहीं सकते. I knew you could not have died. I knew you wouldn't die. तुम्हारी मौत की सच्ची खबर जिसने उड़ाई थी वो झूठा था. वो तुम कब थे? कोई सूखा हुआ पत्ता हवा से हल्के टूट रहा था. The one who had spread this rumor that you had passed. He was a liar. It wasn't you. Maybe the man was walking and a leaf broke from a tree and flew up in the air and he thought some soul has passed away. He was mistaken. मेरी आंखें तुम्हारे मंजरों में कैद हैं अब तक. मैं जो भी देखता हूँ, सोचता हूँ, वो वही है जो तुम्हारी नेक नामी और बदनामी की दुनिया थी. My eyes are trapped in your visions. Whatever I see, whatever I observe is the same world of weaknesses, notoriety and fame that you lived. Same world. Nothing has changed. तुम्हारे हाथ मेरी उंगलियों में सांस लेते हैं. Your hands breathe through my fingers. तुम्हारे हाथ मेरी उंगलियों में सांस लेते हैं. मैं लिखने के लिए जब भी कलम कागज उठाता हूँ, तुम्हें बैठा हुआ मैं अपनी कुर्सी में पाता हूँ. Whenever I pick up a pen and paper to start writing, I see the man sitting in this chair as you. मेरी बीमारियों में तुम, मेरी लाचारियों में तुम. मेरी बीमारियों में तुम, मेरी लाचारियों में तुम. बदन में मेरे जितना भी लहू है वो तुम्हारी लग़ज़िशों स्टैगरिंग्स, वो तुम्हारी लग़ज़िशों नाकामियों के साथ बहता है. मेरी आवाज में छुपकर तुम्हारा ज़हन रहता है. In my illnesses, it is you. In my blemishes, it is you. And all this blood that flows through my arteries and veins pulsates with every staggering, every blemish and weakness of your life. And in my voice, when I speak, it is your intelligence that comes out of my mouth. मेरी आवाज में छुपकर तुम्हारा ज़हन रहता है. तुम्हारी कब्र पर जिसने तुम्हारा नाम लिखा है वो झूठा है. The one who has etched your name on the epitaph of your grave is a liar. तुम्हारी कब्र पर जिसने तुम्हारा नाम लिखा है वो झूठा है. तुम्हारी कब्र में मैं दफन हूं. I am the one buried inside the grave. तुम्हारी कब्र में पे जिसने तुम्हारा नाम लिखा है वो झूठा है. वाह, तुम्हारी कब्र में मैं दफन हूं, तुम मुझ में जिंदा हो. I am the one buried in that grave and you are walking alive in me. तुम्हारी कब्र पर जिसने तुम्हारा नाम लिखा है वो झूठा है. तुम्हारी कब्र में मैं दफन हूं, तुम मुझ में जिंदा हो. कभी फुर्सत मिले तो फातिहा पढ़ने चले. If you have some time, come and pray on me.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Amen.
बहुत खूबसूरत है.
What this? I mean, how Freud in 2 or 3 places writes. On 1933 on femininity paper ends on this, and a couple other places. He says, wherever I have reached, a poet has already been there.
Yeah.
Because the poets know something unconsciously what the psychoanalyst tries to reach consciously. फिर एक तू होगी और एक मैं. And then there will be you and me. And then there will be you and me. फिर एक तू होगी और एक मैं. कोई रफीक रकीब सामा, कोई रकीब रफीक सूरत तेरे मेरे दरमियान होगा. No friend with secret erotic intentions about you, and no erotic rival pretending to be our friend will be between us. फिर एक तू होगी और एक मैं. It'll be you and me left. No friend with secret sexual ideas about you, and no sexual rival pretending to be a friend of ours will be between us. हमारी उम्र रवा की शबनम तेरी स्याह काकुलों की रातों में तार चांदी के गूंजेगी. And the passing nights of our age, passing days and months and weeks of our age will weave silver linings in your black dresses. शफक का हर रंग गर्क होगा लतीफ और पुरकैफ चांदनी में. And this red sunset will sink and white moon will rise. तेरे हंसी आरिज़ों के सारे गुलाब बेले के फूलों के. And your beautiful cheeks like roses will turn into white lotuses. तेरी किताबें रुखे जवां पर कि जो गजल की किताब है अब जमाना लिखेगा एक कहानी. And your face, which today is a book of poems, the world and the passing time will write stories in your face. और अनगिनत झुर्रियों के अंदर मेरी मोहब्बतों के सारे बोसे हजार लब बन के हंस पड़ेंगे. And in multiple numerous wrinkles on your face, the memories of the kisses I implanted in your cheeks will burst out laughing like children. फिर एक तू होगी और एक मैं. And a day will come. It'll be just you and me. कोई रफीक रकीब सामा, कोई रकीब रफीक सूरत. No friend with secret sexual intentions towards you, and no sexual rival pretending to be your friend will be between us. हवस की नजरों को तेरे रुख पर जमाले नौ का गुमान होगा. No young man will find you attractive. When you go on the street, nobody will be whistling, nobody will be finding you attractive. फकत मेरी उस नाज़मूदा नजरें, only my eyes that have borne this beauty over decades and decades will be able to tell you. फकत मेरी हुस्न आज़मूदा नजरें ये तुझको बता सकेंगी कि तेरी पीरी का हुस्न तेरे शबाब से भी हसीन तर है. That your old age beauty is far superior than when you were young. Only my eyes, which have tested and lived with your beauty for decades, will be able to tell you that the beauty of your old age is far superior and finer. What great poem.
That's very nice.
फिर एक तू होगी. Now I'll recite without translation. See, कुछ तो सच रहा होगा, कोई तो सितम आखिर हमने भी किया होगा. there must have been some truth in what people say, some cruelty I too must have committed. दूसरों की बातों में कुछ तो सच रहा होगा, कोई तो सितम आखिर हमने भी किया होगा। क्यों ना साथ रह पाए, क्यों बिछड़ गए दोनों? Why couldn't we live together? Why did we part? वो भी सोचता है ये, हम भी सोचते हैं ये, वो भी सोचता होगा। I think about this, and she too must be thinking about it. इसमें एक शेर देखिएगा कमाल का कि जानती हूँ मैं उनको, ये कोटेशन मार्क्स में है पहली लाइन, जानती हूँ मैं उनको, अच्छे आदमी है वो। First line is in quotation marks. I know him, he's a very good man. I know him, he's a very good man. The first line is quotation marks. जानती हूँ मैं उनको, अच्छे आदमी हैं वो, हाय मेरे बारे में उसने ये कहा होगा। Oh my God, this is what she would have said about me. I know him, he's a good man.
This is what she must have said.
जानती हूँ मैं उनको, अच्छे आदमी हैं वो, हाय मेरे बारे में उसने ये कहा होगा। और उससे हमको शिकवा क्या था, अब तो ये भी याद नहीं है।
ये लो।
What complaint I had from her, I don't remember it anymore. उससे हमको शिकवा क्या था, अब तो ये भी याद नहीं है। कैसे उसने दिल तोड़ा था, अब तो ये भी याद नहीं है। How did she break my heart? I can barely remember it. आज तो उसकी हर कमजोरी साफ दिखाई देती है, आज तो उसकी हर कमजोरी साफ दिखाई देती है। Today I can see all her weaknesses. पहले उसमें क्या देखा था,
अब तो ये भी
What had I seen in her before? I can't remember it. पहले उसमें क्या देखा था, और इसमें शेर देखेगा कि जाम था, Was it a goblet? दिल था, Was it my heart? क्या उनसे किया कोई वादा था, or was it a promise I made to her? Was it a wine glass? Was it my heart? Or was it a promise I made to her? जाम था, दिल था, या फिर उनसे किया कोई वादा था, रात नशे में क्या टूटा था, अब तो ये भी याद नहीं। What did I break last night when I was drunk? I don't remember.
Her heart or your...
Yeah, three things. Was it a wine glass? Was it my heart? Or was it a promise? What did I break last night when I was drunk? I can't remember.
that now. बहुत खूब।
मुझे तो खुद पे भरोसा नहीं रहा साईं, मुझे तो खुद पे भरोसा नहीं रहा साईं, जो छोड़ा घर तो कहीं का नहीं रहा साईं। मुझे तो खुद पे भरोसा नहीं रहा साईं, जो छोड़ा घर तो कहीं का नहीं रहा साईं, मैं तेरे कदमों में बैठा रहूं है ठीक मगर। I should sit at your feet. Okay, that's all right, that's acceptable. मैं तेरे कदमों में बैठा रहूं है ठीक मगर जरा सी देर तो सीने से भी लगा साईं। I should sit on your feet. It's okay, acceptable, but
Just
at least for a minute, pick me up and hug me also. Take me to your chest also. और जो हर एक झूठ से अपने मैं खूब वाकिफ, I know all my lies. हर एक झूठ से अपने मैं खूब वाकिफ हूँ, जो मेरा सच है मुझे आज वो बता सके। I know all my lies. Tell me what's my truth today.
और साईं, I mean,
गुरु, साईं,
teacher,
पीर,
mentor,
मुर्शिद, yeah.
पीर,
And वो एक गीत कि जिसने मुझे बदल डाला, that song that I heard that changed my entire life. वो एक गीत, one song that changed me forever. वो एक गीत कि जिसने मुझे बदल डाला, वो एक गीत मुझे आज फिर सुना सही। My teacher sing that song one more time. मुझे तो खुद पे भरोसा नहीं रहा सही। मेरे ख्याल से काफी हो गया। एक नज़्म और सुना। हम जो पहले कहीं मिले होते, हम जो पहले कहीं मिले होते और ही अपने सिलसिले होते, हम जो पहले कहीं मिले होते और ही अपने सिलसिले होते, फिर हर एक बात ठीक से होती, फिर न उलझन न फासले होते, फिर न लगता ये शहर एक सहरा, फिर न गुम दिल के काफिले होते, फिर न तन्हाई रात को डसती, फिर न किस्मत से ये गिले होते, फिर गजल होती सब जबानों पर, फिर हर एक सिमत गुल खिले होते, फिर हर एक लम्हा गुनगुना उठता, फिर किसी के न लब सिले होते, हम जो पहले कहीं मिले होते और ही अपने सिलसिले होते।
बहुत बहुत बहुत
Had we met long time ago, things would have been different, and our relationship would have evolved differently. And then there would have been no loneliness at nights, and then the caravan of the heart would not be lost in the desert of mundane events. And then there would be, everything would have turned out in a proper, organized way. And then there would be no complaint from our destinies. And then there would be poetry on every lips. And then there would be nobody's lips would be sealed. And then there would be flowers everywhere. And then every moment will turn into a lyric. Had we met long time ago, things would have been different between us. हम जो पहले कहीं मिले होते,
एक बार फिर से उर्दू में।
हम जो पहले कहीं मिले होते और ही अपने सिलसिले होते, फिर हर एक बात ठीक से होती, फिर न उलझन न फासले होते, फिर न तन्हाई रात को डसती, फिर न किस्मत से ये गिले होते, फिर न लगता ये शहर एक शहरा, फिर न गुम दिल के काफिले होते, फिर गजल होती सब ज़बानों पर, फिर किसी के न लब सिले होते, फिर हर एक लम्हा गुनगुना उठता, फिर हर एक से गुल खिले होते, हम जो पहले कहीं मिले होते और ही अपने सिलसिले होते। थोड़ी दुश्वारी से, दुश्वारी डिफिकल्टी, थोड़ी दुश्वारी से नुकसान नहीं होता है, थोड़ी दुश्वारी से नुकसान नहीं होता है, प्यार सच्चा हो तो आसान नहीं होता है, प्यार सच्चा हो तो आसान नहीं होता है, और लुत्फ बादल को भी आता है बरसने में बहुत, even the cloud gets pleasure in raining, लुत्फ बादल को भी आता है बरसने में बहुत, अच्छे माँ बाप का एहसान नहीं होता। Generous parents are not doing an obligation to the child should not be obliged, because the cloud is enjoying raining itself. लुत्फ बादल को भी आता है बरसने में बहुत, अच्छे माँ बाप का एहसान नहीं होता है, और चंद लोगों को ही मिलती है जुनून की दौलत। Only a few people are bestowed with the wealth of madness. चंद लोगों को ही मिलती है जुनून की दौलत, दर्द हर शख्स की पहचान नहीं होता है। Pain is not the marker of every human being. Only few people get the wealth of madness.
And I think that shares, you said this when I asked you about your life and
Yes.
why it turned out like this.
Yes.
You said,
चंद लोगों को ही मिलती है जुनून की दौलत। और फिर देखिएगा कि दिवाली के बारे में शेर के कोने कोने में उसका गम रखना, कोने कोने में उसका गम रखना, कुछ तो दिवाली का भरम रखना, कोने कोने में उसका गम रखना, कुछ तो दिवाली का भरम रखना, और याद रखना पुराने सब मंजर, याद रखना पुराने सब मंजर, जब नई राह पर कदम रखना, याद रखना पुराने सब मंजर, जब नई राह पर कदम रखना, और क्या क्या पता जाने कब तुमसे शेर लिखवा दे, when, who knows, it'll force you to write a poem, जाने कब तुमसे शेर लिखवा दे, जख्म के पास से कलम रखना, keep a pen next to the wound, keep a
next to your
pen,
wound.
you don't know when it'll make you write a poem, जाने कब तुमसे शेर लिखवा दे, जख्म के पास या कलम रखना, keep a pen next to the wound. ये तमन्ना है किसी तरह तुम्हारे हो जाए, ये तमन्ना है किसी तरह तुम्हारे हो जाएं, जान दे दें जो तुम्हें जान से प्यारे हो जाएं, ये तमन्ना है किसी तरह तुम्हारे हो जाएं, जान दे दें जो तुम्हें जान से प्यारे हो जाएं, तुमको मजबूत जो देखें तो करें सौ सौ नाज, if I find you strong, I'll be so proud of you. तुमको मजबूत जो देखें तो करें सौ सौ नाज, तुमको कमजोर जो पाएं तो सहारे हो जाएं, and if you find you weak, I'll be your support. और दिन में सूरज की तरह राह दिखाएं तुमको, दिन में सूरज की तरह राह दिखाएं तुमको, रात के वक्त में हम चांद सितारे हो जाएं। In the day, I'll show you like a sun, the path, and in the night I'll meet you like a moon or a stars. और घर में बैठो तो रहें साथ तसल्ली की तरह. If you stay in the house, I'll be like next to you like solace and comfort. घर में बैठो तो रहें साथ तसल्ली की तरह. घर से निकलो तो हमें दिलचस्प नज़ारे हो जाएं. And if you go out, I'll be a scenic spot. घर में बैठो तो रहें साथ तसल्ली की तरह. घर से निकलो तो एक दिलचस्प नज़ारे हो जाएं. ये तमन्ना है किसी तरह तुम्हारे हो जाएं. जान दे दें जो तुम्हें जान से प्यारे हो जाएं. और मुश्किल से लब तक आई है. With a great difficulty it has come to my lips. एक कहानी वो भी है. और जो अब तक नहीं कही है एक कहानी वो भी है. The one that has come very great difficulty to my lips, that's one story, and the one that is still not said, that's another story. और दरवाजे से बाहर निकली बात नहीं है झूठ मगर. दरवाजे से निकली बात, दरवाजे से बाहर निकली बात नहीं है झूठ मगर. खिड़की से जो झांक रही है एक कहानी वो भी है. खिड़की से जो झांक रही है एक कहानी वो भी है. और एक फसाना मुझको सुनाया वक्त के चलते पहिए ने. One story was told to me by the moving wheel of time. एक कहाना फसाना मुझको सुनाया वक्त के चलते पहिए ने. और बचपन से जो रुकी हुई है एक कहानी वो भी है. And the one that is stuck from childhood and not moved at all, that's another story. और एक कहानी बाहर की है, एक कहानी अंदर की. एक कहानी फूलों की है, एक कहानी पत्थर की. अरे 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 चंपा भाई रबर को इतना ना खींचो के रबर टूट जाए. Let's not stretch people's patience. I said that's about enough. I'll read one last one.
I don't know, it's so delightful.
It's wonderful.
No,
I love it.
I feel like you said that when I took off my cardigan. I was just getting hot. I'm here for a long
I
time.
would take that as a
बांट लिया इस धरती को, चांद सितारों का क्या होगा. नदियों को तो नाम दिए, ये given names to the rivers. बहती धारों का क्या होगा. Do that waves, do they know what their name is? Is it Ganga River or Thames River or Danube River? River doesn't know. We have given the name. So बांट लिया इस धरती को, चांद सितारों का क्या होगा. नदियों को तो नाम दिए, बहती धारों का क्या होगा. शिव की गंगा भी पानी है. The water came from Shiv's jata became Ganga. That's what Hindus believe. और आबे जमजम भी पानी है. The water in Quran says आबे जमजम. That's a water too. पंडित भी पिए, मुल्ला भी पिए. नदी का नाम, नदियों धारों का नाम क्या होगा. The pandit drinks the same water, mullahs drink the same water, but water doesn't know who is drinking them. So बहती धारों का क्या होगा. इन परस्तों से पूछो, क्या मंदिर, क्या सूरज नया उगाओगे. Are you going to create a new sun which can be divided for Hindus and Muslims and Christians? और सूरज न उगा, एक हवा में सांस है सबकी. We all breathe the same air. क्या नई हवा चलाओगे. Are you going to bring the new air to divide the people? So नस्लों का करे जो बंटवारा. The one who divides. नस्ल means pedigree. And what are the pedigrees? Black, white, poor, rich, Hindu, Muslim. नस्लों का करे जो बंटवारा वो रहबर कौम का ढोंगी है. He is the guide which is misguiding or he is taking the people away. वो रहबर कौम का ढोंगी है. क्या खुदा ने मंदिर तोड़ा था या राम ने मस्जिद तोड़ी है. The मंदिर is destroyed by खुदा. No. The temple is destroyed by Ram. No. We are dividing ourselves. It's the disciples who are destroying it. It's not the Khuda or Ram who are destroying the places of worship. So नस्लों का करे जो बंटवारा वो रहबर कौम का ढोंगी है. क्या खुदा ने मंदिर तोड़ा था या राम ने मस्जिद तोड़ी है। कि कभी खुशी कभी गम, कभी प्यार से मनोहार से, आग से श्रृंगार से, कुछ हृदय की झंकार से आपको हमने सुनाया आपको, फिर मिलेंगे, बधाई लो प्यार से।